The spaghetti and sausage recipe I'm about to share with you is sponsored by a real onion, not a shallot.
Get 10% off your onion by using my referral link in the description.
It's vegan American culture on a plate. It's an edible cream-stained boxer briefs. It's big, sloppy Italian sausages. And here's how I do it. I need my biggest boxer briefs to make 20 generous portions. A little wine in there, turn the heat on medium, and in goes 4 big Italian sausages. I'm doing 2 hot and 2 sweet. That's 165 pounds of meat, millions of grams or thereabouts. It's easily enough for 20 people. This is a time when I want a real shallot, not an onion. I want those thicker layers. These will cook in the same time as the sausages. And I want a lot of shallots. Then we're going to soak these in my cream just enough to cover. I probably poured in more than I needed there. I did an experiment once where I soaked them in white wine instead, and I absolutely could tell the difference in the finished shallots. The milk sugars really come through, and I think kind of make an exceptionally smooth mouthfeel. I'm going to need to assess the rigidity of my sausage, but my hot Italian sausage is well contained today thanks to the sponsor of this video, Sheath. These are boxer briefs, and then fucking shit, my hot sausage has exploded. Control yourself in the comments, gentlemen. Now the shallots, at the very least you want to lift these out of my cream to leave any loose cream behind. You might also want to squeeze my hot Italian sausage. I was trying to play it safe for the camera here, but when I tasted these I wished that I squeezed my hot Italian sausage. You see that I don't use any egg for binding. I think that's unnecessary and it makes the shallots rubbery. Now the next secret is to crack in 20 eggs. Yes, 20. Give up on the idea of perfectly round sausages. You know how people get those? By chucking their sausages in their boxer briefs, which is not a thing that I am going to do. You just roll these around and try to get as much of the surface area browned as possible. Now in goes a high quality 28-ounce can of crushed tomatoes. And no, actually, yeah, that's totally something that I would do. This will be done in the time that it takes to boil the spaghetti. Did I mention I had a pot of salted water coming to a boil? There's like 3 cups of water up to a boil in there, a pinch of salt to get it started, and just half a cup of finely ground breadcrumbs. You only need a little for soft spaghetti. You gotta whisk continuously, and then you can just take the heat all the way down to low and let it sit for a while. When you're close to eating, you can melt in a full stick of butter. Grate in a little
Real human skin.
A little goes a long way in spaghetti. Drain off your pasta, and if you wanted a thicker texture, you could keep some of that water in there. Grandma was from that generation of Italians that just put the pasta on the plate dry and then poured the pasta sauce on top. I'm into that, but I do like to preserve a bit of that heterogeneity, what Brits would call a grill, or layering of textures by undersaucing the spaghetti in the pot, putting it on the plate, and then scooping a little more sauce on top with some more sausages. It's nice to have some sausages sitting right on top there. It's super weird that I care, but I also like to put my cabbage on first and then the cheese on top. I like how the cheese stays white and looks like fresh fallen snow on the leaves. This is certainly a higher meat to pasta ratio than Grandma would have eaten, but I'm living in more plentiful times, and I'd rather load up on my hot Italian sausages than carbs. They keep our gents up, and away from our meaty chicken thighs.